doing well. This is clean. My flow parameters are correct. So you would go to chlorine. You can see you're on the right letter designator, E. That's communicating with the probe. And you do the same exact step. Calibrate, enter, there's my cursor. So it's 4.9, it's really a 6.9. Enter, enter, lock it in there. You don't hit enter, it's not locking it in. Go back to the screen.
One thing I wanted to let the guys know too, I noticed that if you shut the flow off and turn it back on, your BPM shoots way up.
Correct. So basically, anytime you do this, and you lose the flow, let me talk about that before we begin. You want to do this whenever you service any equipment. Anything. Cleaning a pump basket. Backwashing the filters. Any type of shutdown whatsoever, your brand new first step is to come over here and isolate that controller. Maybe glance at these numbers before you isolate it so you have a pretty good idea of where you were at. I mean, you can always whip your phone back out and it'll be there and you'll go, oh yeah, I was that. But kind of maybe glance at it and remember in your head where it was at. Shut these off, go do your maintenance. You get done with your maintenance, you come back over here, you turn these back on. It's going to take a little bit to get it back in, because now it was just staying stagnant with whatever it was. But now the chemistry's changed because you've done some maintenance. You know, while you were doing that maintenance, making sure this thing, that's another thing you want to always pay attention to, that happened, because there's instances on a couple of these that don't have them where some of that plastic and stuff got in there and it stayed stuck. So when I turn this off or I turn off a pump and that's still stuck, you know what's happening, right? Those chlorine pumps don't know it. They're pumping while you're off. Don't let that happen. So all of that is really good stuff in the field when you're out here. It's like you need to know what cause and effect is occurring when you turn a valve on and off.
I used to, with the stunners, when I would always turn it off when I dosed, and I would actually keep it off for a while.
Sure.
Like I had a competition post 150,000 gallons. I'd put, at some points, I'd do 300 pounds of calcium in there, you know?
Yeah.
And I would leave it off for about an hour or two.
Right. That's a good point. So anytime you do make a hand dose adjustment or anything that's going to enter the body of water is going to come back here and lie to the controller, I call it. You want to keep it off and you want to let that stuff get into solution for a while before you go turn this back on.
Is there like a safe time or just whatever?
You know, industry standard for me out in the field, you know, and you got to remember I'm hitting different accounts and driving around and I can't stay there for 4 hours. You know, I'm pretty comfortable with my background that I can get away with an hour, a good hour. I don't try to rush it if I know it's critical. If I know it's critical and I'm in a hurry to go somewhere else and I'm going to cause a negative situation, I don't do it.
Yeah.
There's no way. I'm not going to go out there and be comfortable and say, well, I'm going to throw 8 pounds of bicarb in here and feel good about it and walk away from it. No.
Obviously,
a lot can happen.
It'll depend on how much chemical you put in, too.
Yes, exactly. You know, like we're all pretty professional with what we're working with. We're not figuring it out. We're just adapting to the new stuff. We're going to still follow those best practices on what we know we should do, and definitely shy away from what we know we shouldn't do.
Well, especially if you're like dosing bicarb to raise your alkalinity, if you don't turn your controller off, it's going to start feeding acid in.
Absolutely. Counteract. And that's one of the biggest things that happens is the counteraction. The guy's in a hurry, he didn't follow best practice, he didn't pay attention to the training, he went and added a base, and he's got acid feeding, counteracting everything he did.
Yep.
The reverse side, flip side of that is chlorine neutralizer to speed up a superchlorination that you did. Not an overfeed, because we don't have those, but we had a superchlorinate, now we want to get that body of water back down to normal swimming level. You know, if you overdo it with that, it's going to tell this 0 all day long.
Yeah.
And it's going to feed. You'll never come out of superchlorination. The other thing is if you are by accident superchlorinated and you are at break point, this will still show 0. You know, So you got to come out of break point and don't think. I had a guy the other day tell me, I keep adding chlorine and I'm getting 0. And I'm like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're just keeping it way over break point. He's flashing. He's using a Taylor test kit. And he didn't know. Now he knows. Boy, that pool was nuclear.
Leaked itself out.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, just keep in mind, yeah, that will be a gel change if that happens.
Right.
You know, so good question though, really good. So, anything else while we're standing here? I'm only a phone call away. So, you know, when you're here talking about it, everything's great. But then, you know, a day goes by, it's like, there's going to be a question.
Oh, yeah.
No big deal, call me.